What's up, guys? It's StrikerHero Camo, and I'm with.
Prime Skylanders! I'm not dead.
This is actually my first video with Prime Skylanders. He's never been on my channel yet, which is surprising because we've been friends ever since like 2016 with the
Wow.
crew, with the, Jordan, America, and all that stuff.
I think
But
you've been on
yeah,
my
we
channel
were
a
like
couple
the
of times,
imaginary
actually.
hype days
I
and
think you've been
stuff.
on some live streams. Yeah, no, I think I've been on your channel for live streams. I've just
I
never
think you've
personally
been
been in a
on. I
video.
think you were only on for like one live stream, actually. Yeah,
hmm
I guess we can count.
It's been
Yeah,
a
we can
while,
play.
yeah.
It's been a while. But yeah, so this is top five Undead Skylanders, and my number five for me is Rattleshake because I don't know, because I've always just loved his design, but his gameplay is just really unique. So I don't know. That's all I would have to say for Rattleshake. And then here's Ghost Roaster, which is another
Yeah,
fantastic
so
character.
kind of what I was telling you earlier, I feel like Ghostbusters was one of the only few characters where Toys for Bob actually took a risk, and it's not entirely creepy, scary, but out of all the characters, he's definitely the creepiest. So I feel like he had a lot of potential there. Plus, gameplay wise, he had a very interesting mechanic where the big ghost head was very cool, and then the ability where he took damage, so you actually had to use some small bit of strategy to be like, okay, dodge an attack to take minor damage versus taking the huge sum of damage. So definitely an awesome pick and very good looking character.
The next one is Wolfgang. Number four is Wolfgang for me. Wolfgang has always been my favorite character. I mean, he's not my favorite. He's still like my top five, but he's not my number one. It's not getting into my number one yet. But Wolfgang, I still really like his attacks. I rather have him of a different battle class. I didn't really like how he was a bow slinger, although it really fit him. But his gameplay, I still got used to, and I still consider him one of my favorites. I have to have him on this list because he's on my channel banner and stuff. And I've always liked Wolfgang, so had to like him.
See, I really like Wolfgang. The only bad thing I don't like about him is the pose, and he doesn't really look like his in-game counterpart. I feel like honestly, he might have made my list if he wasn't for the figure. Looking at my number four pick, though, actually is Eyebrow. Eyebrow is someone who's again, another very unique character, having the aspect of it is a two-in-one. Technically, the eyeball with the bat wings is like its own character, and then the bottom half being its own character. That one was just more of the story. So I know all the Skylanders have their own stories. I actually did like the story for Eyebrow, which helped make me choose him, but as well as the ability to just separate the two, where he's shooting around, shooting lasers, and his body's doing something else. Being able to be in two places at once is just very unique for a Skylander character. So I think four is pretty good spot for him.
Next is Rollerball for me. She's always been my favorite too, but I really ended up loving the character with her Bone Bash one and
Yeah.
superchargers.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yep.
really made it for me to have her like stay on my favorite Skylanders list in general, like my top 10 favorite Skylanders. She's actually one of my, I think, she's one of my favorite female Skylanders. I know that, and I made a video about that like a few weeks ago. But yeah,
Yeah, I actually think Rolla Bra that particular version is
yeah.
definitely on my top 10 out of all of Skylanders. Like hands down, one of the best characters. Looking at my number three is Grim Creeper. Again, I like the idea that he's not too scary. He's not scary at all. It's very comical. I like some of the comical characters, so I like that they brought a kind of more unique play style, especially with him when you go in his ghost form and you're bouncing through enemies, and then his armor and his weapon's gonna like go through them. And again, it's a little bit of strategy, but as well as he has a humor and a very good looking design overall, really sets him apart again from the previous two. So it puts him a little higher up on the list.
Yeah, plus he got a leg horror, and his leg horror pose is also
hmm
a pretty cool
Yeah,
figure
I
as
re-
well,
yeah, I really like his legendary light core.
and his legendary too.
hmm
Pit Boss is my second favorite, and if the game counts if the game counted or Imaginators if Imaginators counted how much you played with one Skylander, Pit Boss is definitely probably my most played Sensei. So if he wasn't on this list, that would have been like, I don't know. Like, of course, he had to make my top five undead characters list because I probably played with them like every time I popped Imaginators on. I had him like leveled up first and everything back in like 2016, and I still play with him till this day. So, it's still one of my favorites.
So yeah, going and looking at my number two pick, I think it's kind of funny. I chose the other sensei. So
I know.
Scotch to me is very. I feel like she might be very underrated. She's a very powerful character, but again, she's also the comedic bit of like the comedic to her size. Like she has this ginormous axe, but then her body's very small. I really like the idea of the different proportions there. And then this one also ties into the figure, like the skull. At least mine in particular has no scratches, no smudges. The paint very detailed, and overall gameplay I think is also very nice. And I do admit one of my favorite abilities when she of hers actually when she actually is playing hopscotch. So
Mm.
I like the little ties when they do the ties to the name, to maybe an ability, or even something to the backstory. Really will help offset a character.
Although, like, looking at all the senseis, like, all of them were so good in game.
Hmm.
Oh, I can't think of a sensei that's really bad. They're all, like, unique characters in terms of the playstyle. And I remember
Crash Bandicoot.
we were talking about how, like, although they're, like, Crash is probably one, but looking back, all the senseis, just because their designs are so good and they're really so good and unique in game, it doesn't matter if they all look the same because of the clothes. We were talking about that years ago. But they're still
Hmm.
unique characters in their gameplay. All the senses were just so well done and detail on
See,
the
and a lot
figures.
of people hated that they look more the same because of the outfits. I
Yeah.
agree, like to a small degree, but again, I also think it's very unique because it separates them from all the other Skylanders because it puts them in their own unique group. It's like the thing, what was it? It was
We were
Trap
trying to
Team,
do that,
right?
yeah.
They all had the Trap Team logo, but no one complaining, say, hey, that was like a repeating thing for all of them. Now I get like it makes them look a little bit different, but like I said, I honestly like the aspect of having them not because they don't look the same. Yes, I know they're wearing the same outfit, but then again, it's really cool because you can put them all together and you can tell them all apart from all the other ones.
And I
So
was
I think
surprised to pick Chopscotch because that's Skyfan's or Matt's favorite Skylander. So surprised.
that'll still crash.
Well, Crash is probably another one of his favorites. Number one, we have Hex. For me and yours is Sprite Rider. I really like Hex because she's always been my favorite Skylander, female Skylander, and favorite Skylander in general. I think she's the one who's always on my favorite top 10 lists and everything. So I've always liked Hex. She's my favorite Skylander in general, and Undead. So it's like I had to put her at number one. She's always been my favorite in game. I've always mastered her gameplay and her attacks with the bone wall and everything, and like she's just a blast. She's still really fun. I don't really get bored with her attacks at all. I still use her like to this day.
Um, Looking at Fright Rider, this is still like in my opinion one of the most unique, if not the most unique character that Skylanders have ever made. Um, is the only like I know I said eyebrow was like a 2-in-1. This is like the most like genuine 2-in-1 character that you can vividly tell. Eyebrow you have to actually play the character and know the backstory and the other two separate characters. This you can look at. So obviously that sets it apart from any other character in the game already. Then on top of that, he has a very good backstory of how the two met and how they became
Mm-hmm.
partners together. And then on top of that, the gameplay, especially what I like is when you have two diverse paths to choose from. Because usually some paths, like I think the paths should be like both like equally good, but with Frag Rider, it's like a specific path you go. I'm not sure because I don't know the names. He's just extremely dominant, and it's just overall a very fun character, as well as the animation where if you don't move around or whatever things called like the idle animation, they do cool little interactions, great voice acting. Like this is just to me my like favorite undead character that's not my personal one that I created myself. Like anyone can buy. This is
Yeah.
a top character and definitely I think any Skylander fan should have. I sadly don't have the glow in the dark one, but that will definitely be coming to my collection. But I do have the
Yeah, I
pumpkin
have
one,
the
which is
pumpkin one. I have the pumpkin one. I don't have the glow in the
just
dark one,
yeah, but he's
but
just I stick to that. He's just basically one of them. I'm pretty sure he's like the most unique character that Skylanders have ever
there's
created.
not
And
many two in one Skylanders besides like
not,
him and Rocky Wool and like Treadhead. You can kind of, but his bike
you
is
know what? I am wrong. Rocky Roll. Yeah,
well.
I didn't think about him.
Rocky Wool is the only one that you can
Hmm.
kind of see that are different characters,
But then again, like
but
I said,
there's
like that one you can tell because you
so
can tell Rocky and Roll.
yeah.
But like I said, I still feel like he's like the most unique character that probably Skylanders have ever created.
Hmm.
Toys. That'd be Toys for
That's
Bob.
always my
And
honorable mentions. And you have Shortcut as your honorable mention. Of course, your Snake Eyes creation, Imaginator, which is amazing. But yeah, We
Oh
of
yeah, so
course have
honorable
included.
mention. So yeah, shortcut. I mean, just look at him again. A very comedic vibe, but as well with the oversized scissors. It's just very funny. I like that. And then Snake dying. And then I chose Snake Eyes. Now he obviously y'all don't have, so I would have put him as my number one, but it just didn't make sense since y'all the viewers couldn't physically actually play with him. But honorable mention because he is a one of a kind and he's my only 3D printed character and he's awesome. Extremely good gameplay and I think a very well designed character by yours truly.
And yeah, thanks for joining me on
Oh, that's
this
me.
collab. And he's gonna
No
have a
problem.
lot.
Thank you for having me
He's
on.
he's he's back on YouTube.
Maybe,
Hopefully,
maybe he
it's
might
been
be
a
back on
while.
YouTube. We'll see how this winter
I
break
think your
goes.
last video was like your favorite video, which was really cool. You got some
Yeah,
videos
yeah.
coming up, hopefully. But
Hopefully get some
just
stuff going.
subscribe to his channel so you can just,
Keep me
know
at
when
600
he
subscribers. We do
posts.
not want to go below that point.
But yeah, hopefully you guys remember Periime Skylanders because he's really cool and a nice Skylander person in the community. And yeah,
Yeah,
make sure
you
you guys like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.
later.